Now, by the time you've done an hour on the indoor train, I know the last thing any of us feel like doing is stretching, but it's so important. You will win back the benefit of this. So I'd really like you to get into a routine of a stretching section that you can do really quickly. If you go to a spin class, you're probably really used to this, but my suggestion would be that you start on the bike, that you stand and you drop your heel all the way down, and that will give you a nice stretch into the Achilles area. And your Achilles is still in your cleats, obviously, so you're getting that heel really low, dropping the heel. And then jumping straight off the bike, obviously you'd hold each stretch for about 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds. Kicking your shoes off, you could then go into a quad stretch. So if I just move you to somewhere where you're going to see that a little bit better. Here we go, we would stand up and do a bit of a quad stretch. You're looking for your knee to be nicely straight in line and getting that core stretch nice. And then do that on both sides, obviously. A bit of a hamstring stretch, so if you're really flexible, you might be kicking right up to the handlebars, if not to the crossbar, or maybe just to the ground and getting a nice hamstring stretch. You then move through into the glutes and do the classic figure 4 stretch. This way you can hold on to the handlebars, so you can get you across the knee. Not quite managing to demo that for you so you can see it, but across the knee, and if you turn the sole of the foot up, you get a nice stretch into the piriformis at the back. So that's our nice glute stretch, and that's worked our way up through the various muscles in the legs, which are probably feeling quite tired. And then the other bit is just the chest, as we talked. You do a lot here, so you might want to do that barrel stretch and then chest stretch. So you do both of those for the thoracic piece. Maybe a little bit of side bending, 30 seconds on each side. And finally, you probably just want to do a bit of neck stretching so that you get all the way through the body. So the key really, I would suggest, is have a standard routine. Either start at the top and work down, or start at the bottom and work up. I think it's easiest to start with your ankles still on the bike and then move up the body. But stick with it. You can do it all in about 5 or 6 minutes. Pick out those stretches, do them consistently, and you'll really get the benefits. The other piece post the ride is just making sure that you get some nutrition in. You've got really a 20-minute, 30-minute window max as you step off the bike to get some carbohydrate and protein in you, ideally a 4-to-1 ratio. So you might use a protein recovery shake into a quick mixer, shake it up with water. I particularly like this one because even with water, it's kind of nice and creamy and dissolves really quickly and easily. Or you might say have some chocolate milk and almonds, a really nice mix. But the key is to get that in, and you probably need it on top of the meal. So even if you're coming in to have dinner in the next hour or so, by the time you've showered, you've missed that window for it to get back into the muscles. So worth prioritising. And then last but least, some stage in the day, and I personally tend to do this at the end of the day as part of my wind down and sleep routine, is spending some quality time with a foam roller. You'll know where you get tight. For a lot of people, it's the quads and the calves. We tend to kind of be quite quad dominant as cyclists, and that's why we work on strengthening glutes and hamstrings so that they share the work, but definitely need to release those pieces. So in terms of a foam roller, I will do another video on how to use it, but worth getting one if you don't have one, and worth spending some quality time with it when you do have one.